Paul Walker's daughter, Meadow, is still in a lawsuit against Porsche over the horrific death of her father in a Porsche.
She's claiming that a fundamental design defect in the car that hit a tree, then exploded.
The Carrera GT that he was a passenger in.
Well, this is just so troubling.
Her lawyers have turned up some emails that were sent between Porsche staffers that show a very cold, callous reaction from them to some of the statistics surrounding this car.
Now, we should say that the emails are not just bad, but according to Meadow Walker's lawyers, Porsche tried to hide these emails. What they did was that in the back and forth, it's called discovery, where one side has to give the other stuff, these emails were sent over to Meadow Walker's lawyers. So there was a bunch of redaction in the emails, and this one lawyer was looking at it in his office computer, and all he could see is this black stuff, these black lines all over the place. Well, he took the disk home, or the link home, and he opened it up on his personal iMac at home, and all of a sudden, these redactions disappear on that computer. And wait till you hear what he reads.
Yeah, some of the things are just shocking. So they're talking about, one of the emails is referring to some statistics about the Carrera GT, that 200 of the 1,280 that were produced had already been totaled in the first 2 years that they were sold.
Now that's 2004 to 2006. Just think about that for just a second. 200 of 1,280 were totaled. That is a staggering number in 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
and it gets even more callous from there, though, because he then says in the email, this would be great news to the remaining owners of these cars. So this is actually an employee saying, hey, if you have a Carrera GT, it just went up in value because it's now a more rare car, which is really grossly callous. I mean, there's no other way of spinning that.
I mean, it's unbelievable that they're viewing what seems to be a very troubling statistic. Why do so many of these Carreras get totaled? Now, you could argue that drivers who buy Carreras tend to speed, and maybe that's why, but that seems like a huge number. But the idea of saying, oh boy, they're going to be more, valuable. And now there's another one.
And another employee in this, was this in the same email chain?
It's in the chain. It's like somebody who got the email then sent this back.
Said this, referring to the statistics, this is in the back of my head every time I get behind the wheel of one of these. It's just hidden behind the blank eating grin on behind the blank eating grin.
So he's basically
happy that the value of the car is going to go up because there are fewer of them.
Now, Harvey, this is obviously a disaster for Porsche for this to come out, and they're looking, Meadow's attorneys are looking for sanctions against Porsche for hiding these emails. But what I was thinking about is, how much is this going to really factor into the lawsuit? It's certainly an embarrassing debacle, but does this go to the question of what was wrong with the Porsche?
I will say this, that if 200 of the 1,280 got totaled, I can't imagine that the judge would disallow that. I mean, that seems to be relevant in terms of whether these cars are roadworthy.
But although these were much earlier Porsches, these were Porsches from back in 2006, and his Porsche was a much...
But to answer Derek's question, I think it does show...
I agree with you.
Because what it shows is they know that there's some problem.
And they hid it, and they wanted to hide it.
But their reaction, instead of being, we have a serious problem here, this shows that at least a few employees thought
they don't care.
It was a joke.
Yeah, it's highly relevant. They shouldn't have hit it. It seems to me, at least.
I mean, if that comes out that they hit it, now I don't know what's going to come out that they... Although the consciousness of that really is relevant. So it may be that you call that guy to the stand, and then you say, well, if you didn't think it was a big deal, if you didn't think it was a problem, why'd you hide the email? Why did you redact it the way you did? So this is terrible for Porsche. Make sure to subscribe to TMZ Live to keep up to date on the latest entertainment news.
And if you want to keep watching, click on one of these videos right now.